G'day everyone, it's SDS Supercoach providing Supercoach content for you. I'm here to present 12 avoids for my team. So 12 players that I'm not going to be selecting or very likely not going to be selecting for season 2023 as starter picks. So it's going to be a mixture of defenders, midfielders, rucks and forwards. It's going to be a premium, a mid-pricer and a rookie. So one from each line of that. This was similar to my 12 traps, but I'm not going to call it traps. I'm going to say 12 players that I'm not going to be picking, or very likely not going to be picking. So, it should be good. I've got my 12 players right here, ready to go. Thank you for all the support as well. It's been fantastic. Thank you for joining a couple of the leagues that I've created. So that's been great. Now, I'm going to set a new goal. And this is going to be more of a long-term goal instead of a short-term goal. I want to hit, because the sport's been fantastic, and I certainly under thought about you guys hitting 300 subs before round one. We're nearly at 350 now. So, and it's early February. So I'm going to set a long-term goal. I want to hit 1,000 subs before round one next year. It sounds mental, but let's hope that we can get there. So round one 2024, I'd love to be on 1,000 subs. That'd be fantastic. So let's try to aim for that. So that'd be great. And as well, I'll tell you what, I'm a Telstra customer and I got something for free for being a loyal customer. I got one of these. It's a Sprout Maverick Hybrid, something like that. You can charge my phone. I'm not sponsored, don't worry. But you can charge my phone while I'm doing this. And it's just basically really good power bank. And it also is a speaker. So thank you, Telstra, for that. Considering the amount of I pay for you guys, but that's all good. All right, let's get into the video. I've waffled on enough. All right, so we're going to go forwards to. So we'll do it the other way around this time. So first off, I'm going to start with Stephen Coniglio from the GWS Giants. Why am I not picking him? I see him more of as an upgrade target. We do know that he does have a little bit of an injury history. So in my opinion, he's certainly more of an upgrade target. And the clear three premiums we have on offer of Taranto, Rosie, Dunkley, I think obviously there's going to be a lot more midfield time for him, but I'm going to wait for him to become a upgrade target at some point. I think he can get cheaper than that. I think he can be around that 500k range when we're ready to go. So that's going to be my thought process around that. Coniglio is going to be more of an upgrade target for me. The second one, the mid-pricer, is going to be Nat Fyfe. And by the way, you guys, this shouldn't stop you if you want to be picking these players, but this is just my opinion. I'd be very surprised if I picked these blokes in round one, unless injuries absolutely ruin a couple of options. But Nat Fyfe sounds like he's training a lot more in the forward line, and that's just no good for us. He's obviously a talented player if he was playing more through the midfield, but if he's playing deep forward, then that's not going to do us much good, unfortunately, in terms of being a stepping stone to get to one of these premiums. So, Nat Fyfe. I prefer blokes like Flanders, obviously not Taron Thomas, Flanders, Oscar Allen, just these cheaper blokes that we can get on offer that I much prefer as picks. And the last one is going to be Harry Sheezel. This is going to be the rookie, even though he's picked into the midfield. It's going to be Harry Sheezel. I love the bloke, and I reckon he's got an absolutely ripping future, but I just don't think he's a Supercoach option. Seems like, again, he's just going to be his main position's mainly just as a forward, and he's going to be a very good forward, don't get me wrong, but I won't be picking him, just too expensive, and we've got a much cheaper options that I think can certainly outscore him, but very talented player, but not going near him. All right, for the rucks, my phone keeps turning off. That's a real pain in the ass. But all right. Now, this bloke was actually in my team a couple of weeks ago, but after a couple of things have occurred, I'd be shocked if Darcy Cameron ends up being in my side, because from what we've gathered over the past couple of weeks, Steel Style bottom set on SEN. He expects Mason Cox to be in the team as well, which I wasn't expecting. And me and Supercoach Pro, when we met up in real life, that was a few weeks ago now. He did predict this. He did think Mason Cox would still be in the team. I personally disagreed at the time, but there we go. It looks like Mason Cox is going to be in there as well. So it looks like it's going to be a bit of a chop and change in the ruck, and that's not what we want out of a ruck. So, yeah, and also he's dealing with a hamstring injury. He's missed a few training sessions previously. So, Darcy Cameron's, I'm well off the Darcy Cameron pick now. Yeah, Supercoach Pro was right all along. So, yeah, now the next one is probably my most regrettable pick, but obviously we don't have many ruck options. It's Sam Draper, and I actually don't hate the pick because obviously out of all the mid prices, I think he's the one that's ready to be that Jared Witts of 2023. But a lot of things he's been average. So I think in 2020, 2021, 2022, he's been averaging low 70s. It would have to be a massive jump, but I think he can do that. But it's just too risky. And what if it doesn't pay off? Then you're stuck with a bloke that's probably around this low 400 range, and you're going to have to spend a bit of money to get up from it instead of him not getting a 500k. It's an easy swap, that sort of thing. So I think, look, for me, I prefer the two rucks locked and loaded. I think that's just my tactic for the time being at this point in time. But yeah, Sam Draper, I think out of all the picks we're going to go through today, I think he's the one that could find a way to sneak into my side, but I'm just not totally confident on him. Now, there's obviously not many rookie options, but I'm just going to go with Sava Ratugolea. I'm just not sure about his job security once Tom Hawkins comes back. Now, Tom Hawkins will come back, but we don't know. It should be pretty early to my knowledge. He's been ruled out around 1. But my worry is, okay, let's say he comes back round 3 and Ratugolea gets dropped. Then you've got a 174k bloke who's about to go up in price, but won't because Tom Hawkins is now fit and firing, ready to be back in the team. So I'm not sure if he can last past. Like Tom Hawkins won't be out for too long in the season. So unless there's any delays in his pre-season, then or during his rehab and all that. But yeah, I just don't think Asava's just going to play enough games for us to be a relevant Supercoach option. Now we'll move into the midfield. We are going to go with Andy Brayshaw from the Dockers. Now, I think that I've heard that he's going to be playing more. He's going to spend a bit of time on occasions on the wing, and that's no good. We want him in the guts. But with the recruitment of O'Meara and a couple of these young blokes coming through, like Johnson and a couple of these blokes, but I think Andy Brayshaw, I think out of all the 600k blokes now, I haven't mentioned like a Steele or a Parish or whatever. They could still come in the frame if they finish the preseason off really strong, and I prefer those picks over Andy Brayshaw for the time being. He might be more of an upgrade option for me. The next one as the mid-price was going to be James Worpel. With Jacob Hopper, it's such an easy, he's only 20k more, but 20 to 30k more, but he's just such a better pick than James Worpel. George did mention that he spent a bit of time off that half forward line in the match sim. So that's no good. We want him fit and firing in the midfield. It sounds like he's having a really good preseason, but I don't trust Worpel. If he has a slow start to the season, we've seen with the Hawks that they're willing to make him the sub or drop him in Box Hill. So I think that's just the issue for James. The next one is going to be Connor Blakey. If Gold Coast really want to make finals next year, are they really going to be playing blokes like Connor Blakey? I'm not too sure. I think they've got a really strong, solid 3. And I just don't see a world where Blakey's in that. Now, he might be maybe a medical sub. Sorry, not a medical sub, a tactical sub, as maybe like more of an experienced head on the bench that can give directions to these younger blokes. But I don't see him getting enough games personally. All right, finally in the back line, we've got Jack Sinclair. He's only done it for 1 year. I was actually talking, shout out to John O'Carroll. We had a bit of a chat last night, a video chat for about 45 minutes last night. He really good bloke, and I'm glad so shout out to him. He watches the channel, so yeah, ripper bloke. And we were talking about Sinclair. He's actually got Sinclair in his team. But I'd be surprised if I went with him because he's only done it for 1 year. There was a photo yesterday of the St Kilda midfield group, and Sinclair wasn't in it, so I expect him to have a similar half-back sort of role. But we saw late last year he was getting tagged a bit more, and yeah, I just think if he could be an upgrade target, I might be able to get him at a cheaper price. But it will concern me a bit if he starts fit and firing, and hopefully for John O'Carroll's sake that is the case for him. But yeah, I'll just bank on him trying to get him later in the season as an upgrade target. Liam Jones, this is a pretty easy one for me. He's 32 years old. I just don't see the scoring there. I averaged 70 once, I think, but nah, I just don't like the pick. Considering the amount of other blokes we have, as I mentioned before, with oh no, never mind. But sorry, it was similar talking about Nat Fyfe in the forward line. We've just got so many better options. Certainly in the back line, we've got Ginbey, McKenna, Nick Caulfield. There's a few others, Josh Goda. Players like this that I just much prefer as picks, and I wouldn't. My dad's trying to call me. Yeah, so I'm not in love with the Liam Jones pick, and then higher up you've got like Jack Bowes is another one which I really like as a pick. So yeah, Liam Jones. He's 32 years old. He's going to be playing fullback for the Dogs. Much better picks out there, so I won't be picking him. And lastly, we are going to go with Charlie Constable. Very similar to kind of Blake here. They're really going to play him. He played one game last year. I'm pretty sure it was the sub as well. I think he scored like a 6. So I just don't see him being in best 22. Charlie Constable. So yeah, these are the 12 blokes I'm very likely not going to be picking. If I had to pick one player that would be the best chance of being in my team reveal, it would be Sam Draper, would be my guess. If more dominoes start to fall, I mean, imagine if a Jared Witts or a Rowan Marshall went down. My goodness, it'll be absolute mayhem for coaches. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry about the lack of content as of late, but I tell you what, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just really waiting. I feel like it's a bit of a dry spell at the minute for content. We're really starting to wait for these practice matches, and that's what I'm really hoping for. And I'm very excited for. I'll be going to the Geelong Hawthorn match simulation on the 23rd. So just to see the Hawk boys out there. So our other Amy Series practice matches in Tassie. So I may as well go down to the highway and watch the Hawks play against the Cats. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's try to get to 1,000 subs before round 1 2024. That'll be pretty mental. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll let you go. Cheers.